open. Okay, now we have new session. Thank you everyone for being on time and joining me today. So we done with risks and hazards. Now we are discussing consultation procedures. So you will notice all the topics we are discussing in this unit are really common sense topics. We need to think about our environment, whether it's a workplace or home or your car. Before traveling, you check your car, you check the tire pressure and other things. So every week or every time you add some petrol and so forth. So we need to make sure that we are working or living in a safe place. We don't want to have accidents. No one likes accidents. So really the content of this unit, it is not only important for workplace, but also important for your personal life. So we are discussing the consultation procedure or procedures, and then we have the process, and after that the quiz. Okay, just answering a question on the chat. Good. Consultation procedures. So what we are doing here, we are creating policies, procedures, practices. So we need to have smooth flow of communication between the PCPUs and workers, employers and employees. So this flow of communication, it's two-way communication. So I joined company X. They are telling me about their WHS policy. They are telling me about procedures. They are telling me that through induction, it could be a workshop, it could be a PowerPoint, it could be online self-training, it could be a manual to read, it could be any of that or all of that or anything else. So some videos to watch, someone discuss that with me, someone takes me around the area and show me the emergency exits and so forth. So there are many methods we use to communicate the process, procedures. After we create the policy, we need to also let people know about the policy. They sign that they understood the policy, they are adhering to the policy, and at the same time, if I have any feedback to my BSBU, I should deliver that in a proper way, and we have a proper channel for that. So here we are telling you about, you should have a feedback channel. This feedback channel could be email address, could be phone number, could be discussion in a meeting, could be everything and anything. I mean, communication method, any type of communication we can implement in the workplace. So here we have the checklist. Let's have a look what is there. I prefer to show all items. So ideas are formulated. So I have some ideas. I need to tell my manager about, okay, let's move away from the move students from the area where dangerous equipment's there. We let's have new way of connecting power cables to computers. So some ideas in the workplace. So we have these ideas. We need to register these ideas. We need to collect these ideas. We need to convey these ideas to management and discuss that, so we can have a kind of two-way communication. That's why our communication channels should be implemented and open. Financial concerns also should be minimized for what financial concerns for the risk happening, for the safety and risk controls. I need to protect some areas from fire hazards. So I have fire sensor, I have some sprinkles or other types of extinguishers and so forth. So this will cost money. I have people to consult, third-party consultation, or a company comes to check the electricity connections, cords, power cables, adapters, and so forth. So this will cost money. And this is a regular thing. So we need to think about the financial impacts here. Site-specific policies and procedures are established in maybe when working on site, it's zero alcohol policy, but at the office, there is this policy is not there. We have Friday ARFO drinks maybe. So we can have some bubbles every week in the office, but in the site, no, it's zero alcohol policy. So it depends, and we need to be aware of this policy. We need to have this policy in the first place, then we need to be aware and implement the policy, monitor the implementation of the policy, giving feedback, update the policy from time to time. Sometimes it's yearly, sometimes it's emergency update, like what happened in the past couple of years with COVID-19. So stay at home, don't come to work. So this is a policy. Or you must come wearing a mask, it's a policy. Social distance and so forth, scan QR code and so forth. So hazards and risks are effectively identified, evaluated, and controlled. So in the previous session, I got a question saying, if I saw a spill on the floor, should I remove this one? I said, if it's coffee or tea, it's safe to remove that. There is no electricity, there is no danger around you. If it's really safe and you know how to do it in a safe way, yes, please do that. Otherwise, report it. You may stay there, but out, of course, away from any danger, and just warn everyone else. There is a spill, there is wet floor, there is electricity hazard. You call the team responsible for that. So here, yeah, we must have an input, and this will give us the feeling that we all created this policy together. We all created this process together. We all created this procedure together. Some arrangements. So we will get involved in WHS activities, some inspections, some audits. We get involved in different teams or committees, like, for example, fire wardens or first aiders. So we can be involved in that. What is the procedure for reporting hazard? If we have an incident, how we report this incident, how we record this incident. Is there a system for that? Near-miss incidents. So should we report that? Should we record that? And so forth. What type of danger that will let me call my manager or call the police? So we need to know. Should I call my manager first, or should I call the fire brigade first? We need to know. So we need to think about that, and we need to have that in the policy, understand that, understand different reports and requests, understand the policy procedures, and how to update the policy, how to improve the policy. Okay, sometimes it's mandatory from the state, so we need to adhere that as an organization or individuals, like what happened with COVID-19. So we have consultation process, and here we have the steps and 2 tabs. So the procedures here and consultation here. I will go through these ones from this one, the web page, and just highlight the different points. So we need to have WHS consultation process. So it's important for many reasons. It's required by law. It's a valuable means of improving the organization's decision-making regarding health and safety matters. So it's our life, it's our health, it's our safety. So we need to have a word there. So the organization should have relevant procedures. They may include, or these may include, for example, attendance of health and safety representatives at management and WHS planning meetings. Yes, we bring them. Early response to worker suggestions, requests, reports, and concerns put forward to management. We have multiple teachers at TAFE. They requested this automatic raising desks so they can work while they are standing instead of just sitting in front of computers for many hours. And this is not healthy at all. It's too dangerous for your life. So they stand, they can move these desks up and down so they can work while they are standing, walking, or resting. So this is one of the examples. So election of health and safety representatives according to legislative requirements, formal and informal meetings. Some of you mentioned that in the previous session. Health and safety committees. Of course, we have department for the health and safety with full structure and team members and managers. Individual in our organization, individual performance management processes. So we have processes for the individual performance. Other committees, for example, planning and purchasing, what we are going to purchase over the coming year related to WHS or improving our WHS. So requirements as specified in Commonwealth and state or territory WHS acts, regulations, and codes of practice. We must adhere to that. Any question here? Any questions about what we highlighted? I just wanted to highlight what is there, and you can, of course, if you want to review, you can watch the videos again and again. Consultation, as we mentioned, it's two-way communication. So we need to think, we need to listen and understand first, then we can give feedback. So we as workers, we play a genuine part in the consultation process. So this should involve everyone. So everyone knowing why WHS is important and why their input is valued. Everyone knowing how the consultation process works. Quick and relatively informal process, simple jargon-free language, sharing of WHS knowledge through meetings, workshops, suggestion boxes, and surveys. We can have other methods, as I mentioned, even emails. Feedback on how previous input has been used. So what happened to the previous input, ideas, reports, records, and so forth, incident records, and so forth. So giving workers the opportunity to express their views or concerns. So I can give ideas, or I'm not happy with this process, I'm not happy with this procedure, and why I'm not happy, I should have proper reasons, or I am happy and we need to improve on this part, that part. So taking those views into account and reporting back to workers on the final decisions, ensuring management demonstrates a strong commitment to WHS, involving everyone in the identification and assessment of hazards, and the development of control strategies. So any risk happens, or even before happening, expected risk, we need to think about how can we deal with this risk? How can we mitigate this risk? How can we control this risk? What is the impact, priority of this risk? Impact and priority, of course. So we can have a committee or a department for the WHS, and this will include representatives from different departments, or they are dedicated to do this job. We should have some systems in place for record keeping, for incident reporting, and so forth. So we can also nominate workers representative for some designated group of workers. Here they are telling you research has identified that consultation allows for prompt and efficient access to information, increased awareness, assists in the identification of hazards, establishes priorities, and evaluates the effectiveness of WHS programs. So this is the last note in this slide. So it is not like management will create the policy and enforce the policy, and that's it. We need to adhere and follow like the armed forces. No, it is not like that. We need to understand, we can discuss, we give feedback, we can think about different exceptions for the rules, how to deal with these exceptions for any reason. Okay, any questions in this area? Any question? Any questions for me? So what are 3 participative arrangements that enables you to consult with your work team? So any idea, or you can put in the chat. Okay. Excuse me. Yeah, yes, jargon-free language, health and safety committees, feedback on the previous records. Yes, good. Good, thank you for your input. So any other questions? Any other questions? Okay, I'll stop recording now, and we will take another 10 minutes break if this is fine with everyone. So I can drink my coffee, the prepared coffee. I think it's cold coffee now, so I might add some ice. Okay, thank you.